Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ninky and this month there's been a lot of manga this month. It's been great for expanding my collection, but put it this way, if I was a bank, I wouldn't lend to me. I'm going to split this month's haul up into two videos, so here's part one. Grab a cup of tea or something sweet and let's hang out. First up, we've got a package from Amazon. We have the Promised Neverland Volume 4. In my last video I talked about how I was just starting the series and I'm almost not picking up volumes fast enough to keep up with my reading. Next we have The Water Dragon's Bride by Ray Toma. I haven't seen too many people talking about this one. It's a shoujo that follows a girl who's sucked into a pond and travels back in time to sort of an ancient Japan, where she's taken in by a clan that then sacrifices her to a powerful water god to be his bride. I've picked up a few more volumes of this which should pop up later in the haul. Moving on, we have another Amazon package. First up is Maison Ikkoku by Rumiko Takahashi. Part of the draw for me with this series is not only that it's done by the same mangaka who did InuYasha, but also these editions. I'm not sure if you can see the texture of these covers, but they are really nice to touch and they've got these wonderful French flaps. From what I know, this is a romantic slice of life that takes place in a boarding house. Mine got a bit squished, which is a damn shame, but I'll live. Our protagonist, Yusaku Godai, is studying for college entrance exams, and he's the most quiet tenant who lives in the boarding house. The others are rowdy and constantly partying, and he just wants to be somewhere more calm and quieter, so he's planning to move out when a new boarding house manager starts. This is Kyoko, who is this beautiful widow who lost her husband 6 months into their marriage, and she still carries a torch for him. From the bits I've seen of this manga, it has this fabulous 80s nostalgia to it, and it's this complex, mature romance, which means I'm just really excited to try this out. Next up is The Demon Prince of Momochi House Volume 3. This series is a bit spotty with what's in stock at the moment, so I'm trying to track down the first couple so I can give it a try. It's about a girl who inherits a mansion, and because she was raised in an orphanage, naturally she wants to live there despite any rumours that it's haunted. She encounters some squatters who warn her to leave, and then she's attacked by a yokai and discovers that the house exists between the world of the living and the spirit realm. It sounds really fun, so I'm super keen to get stuck into it. Then we have the second and third volumes of The Water Dragon's Bride. I think these covers were a big part of me wanting to pick this series up. The artwork is really cute and it's just got the vibe of something that I would like. And we have a package from Booktopia. As you can see, I've picked up Flowers of Evil Volume 4. I actually picked up 2 and 3 as well, but they had to be ordered from the supplier, so I'm still waiting on them to arrive. Unboxing this is making me remember how excited I am to keep going with this series. I hauled Volume 1 in my last video and I finished it in like 2 sittings. I was just floored by how well Ashimi captures the panic and anxiety and shame that's so deeply rooted in your adolescent years. Physical awkwardness and change aside, there's this psychological and ideological shift that happens. and at the same time you're in this goldfish bowl of a school where you're in this constant tension of gaining individuality but also desperately wanting to socially succeed and conform. You have that hyper awareness that you were viewed and judged by others at all times, and he just got that so well. Anyway, hopefully the other volumes arrive soon. Maybe when I finish the series I'll do a short reading recap or something. Now for another Booktopia package. And we have the Demon Prince of Momochi House, Volume 1. The spine is really damaged on this, but at the time of editing, I've spoken to Book Depository and they're sending me a replacement. This is great because I'm really keen to get into this series. Next up is another package from Amazon. First up, we have Volume 6 of Natsume's Book of Friends. I'm just getting into this series and have hauled the first couple of volumes, I think in my last video or even later in this one. I still can't get my hands on Volume 3, so I'm in a bit of a holding pattern on reading it until then, but I'm really enjoying the series so far. It has this supernatural but slice of life feel to it, which is really cute, and I just love Nyanko-sensei. Then we have Kamisama Kiss Volume 9, another series that I'm trying to collect but which is mostly out of stock at the moment. And then we have InuYasha Volume 1. I mentioned before that InuYasha was probably one of my first proper anime when I was a kid. I used to sneak out of bed to go watch it on Adult Swim. I was feeling like rewatching it, but then thought why not read it this time and I'll pick up the volumes, though there's a lot of them. These editions are really pretty. They've got those French flaps and they're actually quite hefty. I'm sure that most people are familiar with InuYasha, but in case you're not, it follows a schoolgirl called Kagome, who is pulled down a well on her family's shrine and is transported back in time to the feudal era, where she discovers that a sacred jewel that all demons covet was reborn inside of her and that she is a reincarnated priestess. When the jewel shatters, she goes on an adventure to collect the pieces with a half-demon called InuYasha. If you haven't seen the anime or read the manga before, I highly recommend it as a series. Then some things I picked up from Kinokuniya, starting with Blood on the Tracks Volume 1 by Shuzo Oshimi. I've been reading Flowers of Evil and loving it, so I thought I'd pick up the new series by Oshimi. From what I know, this manga follows a middle school kid called Seichi who has a pretty standard mundane life. He's got friends, he's got a girl at school that he likes, and his parents are, loving parents. His mother is actually incredibly overprotective, and when an incident happens that opens his eyes to how dangerous her affection for him might be, the story follows him trying to break free from her grasp. It sounds bad, so I'll be diving into this soon. Then we have Volume 2 of The Demon Prince of Momochi House. I don't know if any of you feel this way. This may just be me drawing comparisons between the character on the front of the first volume and Tomoe, but I feel like this series definitely has Kamisama Kiss vibes, and I would be lying if I said that wasn't one of the reasons I caved and decided to pick it up. That and give me anything with a pretty boy with animal ears and I'll probably buy it. Then we have Fruits Basket Volume 2. It's got some marks on it, which is a shame, but anyway. Finally getting around to watching this series was one of the big reasons why I sought out manga in the first place. The collector's editions are essentially out of stock everywhere at the moment, so I'm just trying to pick up what I can when I can, and hopefully eventually I'll be able to fill the rest out. These collector's editions are really nice as well. They've got the French flaps, and the texture on the covers is really nice to hold. They've also got some colour art panels in the front, which are really cute. I love everything about this series. It has really great complex characters and relationships, and it was just pure supernatural shoujo sweetness. Then we have Neon Genesis Evangelion, Volume 1 of the 3-in-1 editions. I bought this off someone on Facebook Marketplace. I think there's 5 of these volumes in total. Now, if you're vaguely aware of Evangelion, or you're not totally sure what it is, then I'll give you a high-level blurb. It's set in a world where the apocalypse happened a long time ago, and is linked to these celestial aliens that came to Earth. We call these aliens angels, and we battle them with these big mecha-looking things called Avas, which can only be piloted by children, I think 14-year-olds. We follow Shinji, who is the only child capable of piloting the Ava Unit 1. I won't delve any further because honestly I'm still unpacking Evangelion. But anyway, I decided I wanted to pick the manga up. These omnibuses contain 3 volumes, and even though they're paperbacks, they're pretty hefty. They also have these glossy colour art pieces in the front, which are really nice. Short pause while Lentil hunts a spider. And we're back with volume 3 of Monster by Naoki Urasawa. I have actually started this series now, and I am obsessed with it. I just can't find volume 5 anywhere. From what I can see, volume 5 and volume 9 have been difficult to get for a while now, so as much as I would love to just charge through this series, I'm taking my time, or trying to, and stretch out my reading as much as I can handle. That way, by the time I get to volume 5, fingers crossed, it'll have restocked. Sorry for the camera angle change, but another day and another Amazon delivery. First things first, let's get rid of the novel. Then we have Natsume's Book of Friends Volume 5. I'm starting to realise how many of these volumes I actually picked up. Here's Volume 7. I talked about Natsume's Book of Friends in my last video, but at a high level it follows a guy who can see demons and spirits, and he inherits a book of demon names that was handed down from his grandmother. Here is Volume 2. And another package, again from Amazon. Again, let's get rid of the novel. Then we have Kamisama Kiss Volume 7. Then Volume 16. This cover is so cute with Tomoe and Mizuki. Then we have another Natsume's Book of Friends, this time the 4th volume. Moving on, it's another day, and we have a delivery from Booktopia. This is Arisa Volume 4. In my last video I talked about how I hauled the first 9 volumes of Arisa, except Volume 4 from an op shop. The story's fun and lighthearted, so I'm excited that I get to keep going. That's it for part 1 of my November haul. Thanks for tuning in, and let me know in the comments below what series you've been picking up a lot of recently. Have a good day!